Hey guys and gals, welcome back to another Vinny Vid Productions video. If you guys enjoy watching layout updates, scratch builds on a budget, run op sessions, how-to, train shows, contests, and reviews, scroll your mouse down here and subscribe to my channel. Don't forget to hit the bell so you'll be notified when I upload a new video. If you like the vid, give it a thumbs up. Share this video on other media platforms such as Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and other model railroad forums. Help support my channel by donating to my PayPal account or using my Amazon link to make your purchases. Both links are in the Show More section in this video down below. Let's get started. Alright guys and gals, we're on the next part of the build for David Durbin. As you can see, this is the foundation, and I have masked off the places that I want to glue. As you can see, all down here and in the center and all the way around. I'm going to prime this, and I'm going to prime the roof as well, and I will show you what we're going to do with the roof. So stand by, and I'm going to go out to my garage and hit this with some primer, and then we'll do the final coat. Alright guys, as we wait for the foundation to dry up, I'm going to go ahead and start on the roof. This is the main roof, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to spray it with this smoky beige that I've been doing everything else with. And then while it's still wet, I'm going to add some of my ground cover to give it a pedal type roof. So anyhow, we'll begin with this, and this I'm doing in my house because I need to do this while the paint is wet. So, alright, so while the paint is still wet, I'm just going to go ahead and sprinkle some of this on here. And Joe Desmond, if you're watching this, this is what I was recommending to you early on in one of your other videos. Alright, so I'm going to let that dry up, and then I'll shake off what's loose on there, and then we'll see if we need to add more. Alright guys, we're going to continue on the build for the contest winners scratch build. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to start adding some roof details, and as you can see, this is an HO scale air conditioning unit, and these are going to be the ductwork that's going to go in there. So basically we're going to have a configuration something similar to this, where it's going to come out of the unit, and and we're going to have one that will come out on this side, and then one that will come out on this side, and then one down here. Now I've already taken my Dremel tool with the sanding wheel, well actually not the sanding wheel, yes I did with the sanding wheel, sorry, with this guy right here, and I went ahead and just rounded off the edges to give it like a curve, like it's going down into the roof. Anyhow, it'll be set up like that, and if you can see these lines that I have drawn on here, I'm going to put ribbing on there to make it look like individual pieces of ductwork, and they'll be connected, and I'll be using this number 8102 to do the ribs. Anyhow, I already went ahead and scored these out so the glue will sit in the grooves rather than all over the place. So I'm going to go ahead and get going with that, and we'll see how it turns out here in a few minutes. Alright guys, as you can see, I've got the top of ribbing done on here, so I am going to try a new technique on this. Rather than cut small pieces to go on the edge here, what I'm going to try to do is bend these over and glue them that way, and that'll save me, hopefully save me some time in cutting smaller pieces up because these are really hard to handle. My fingers are not that small, and they trying to get less glue on the surface as I possibly can. So I'm going to go ahead and try that and see how it works. Alright guys, as you can see, I've got my ribbing on there and it makes it look like individual ducks, and I did all 4 of them for now. So what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to go out to my garage and get these a squirt with some metallic paint, and we'll see what that looks like when I come back, and then I'll bring the roof into this room and show you what else I've done to the roof. Alright guys, as you can see, I've got the ductwork all painted up and stuff like that, and I decided to add and by the way, this is all one unit now. I decided to add this little curved piece right here to give it a little bit more interest. You guys know that when you look at a model railroad, you're always looking down on it, so what you see the most is the roof details. So with that being said, I'm also going to add a roof access structure right here in the corner, and what I'm going to be using is, again, just a piece of scrap for sale sign, and I'll be using this pike stuff personnel door to access it. Anyhow, this is just about ready to be fastened to the roof, and we'll get started on the access door. Alright, to begin with this roof access, as you can see, I've drawn out what I want it to look like, and basically it's I copied it, you know, from ones that I've seen on Walters or Cornerstone or whatever. So anyhow, I'm going to go ahead and cut these out, and then we'll start assembling it and see what it looks like when I get done. The first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to cut the door out because it's just easier for me to cut it while it's still on the complete sheet. So let's go ahead and get started with that process. Alright, so now that I've got all my pieces sanded down and make sure they're all the same exact sizes, I'm going to go ahead and start putting this puppy together. I'm using these 344 styrene strips by Evergreen for the framework, and you guys pretty much know how I do my framework. The front and rear walls always go on the outside of the back and front walls, or side walls. Anyhow, I'm going to go ahead and start putting this guy together, and we'll see how it works out. So, here we go. guys, as you can see, I've got all my supports on there for the walls and the roof and everything like that. So now it's time to start assembling this puppy. So let's begin with that process. We're going to start by putting the front wall on and make sure that it is square and plumb, and then we'll go from there. Alright guys, all the supports are in there. I don't know if you guys are going to be able to see all the supports in there. And I got it masked off because this is ready for a primer coat, and the door is ready for a primer coat. And what I'm going to be using for the roof is this metal siding. I don't remember what number it is. This was just in my scrap box. So that'll also get some primer as well. Anyhow, let me go out to my garage and give this a little primer coat, and I'll come back when it's primed. And I'm not really sure what color I'm going to paint this guy. I don't know. We'll see when I get to it. That's what I like about scratch building. You do stuff on the fly. Anyhow, let me get out there and do some painting, and we'll be back in a little bit. Alright guys, as the roof access component is being drying from being painted, I decided I wanted to make a bit of a change on the AC ductwork. So, most of you guys know, when I showed this previously, that I had this little curved piece here. I don't know if you guys are going to be able to see it. Let me see if I can get this closer. I had this little curved piece right here, and I thought that because it was a curve going into a flat surface that the airflow would be restricted. So I decided to do something different, and that's what I like about scratch building, because you're only limited to your imagination. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to be adding something like this. As you can see right here, that I have the S-curve, which would make the airflow a lot better and smoother. Now you guys want to know how I made that. Very simple. It's well, it takes a lot of practice to do, but this is how I do it. I'll take a piece of scrap and add some heat to it. And I think I showed this way back in the day. Let me back this up a bit. Yeah. I showed you guys this way back in the day when I first started doing these kind of structures. Anyhow, I'm using my Bic lighter, and what you do is just apply a bit of heat at the bottom, and then just go ahead. Let me see. You got to practice this because sometimes too much heat will break it, but that's all you got to do. And just bend it and hold it in position. This one got all tweaked out. If you heat it too much, you will have a problem. So it takes a lot of practice to get it, but you'll just hold it there until it forms your 90-degree or S-curve or whatever you want, such as that. And like I said, this one got a little tweaked out because I gave it too much heat, but this is just a demonstration. So now I have a 90, and you can't heat it twice, because if you heat it twice it will break, definitely. And if you want to make the S-curve, just heat it up again and just bend it in the opposite direction, and just hold it there till you get your 90, and voila, you have an S-curve. Anyhow, so like I said, I'm going to take the entire thing apart here and install this one instead, and we'll see how it goes from there. So anyhow, stay tuned, and I'll bring you back when this is done. Alright guys, this is the completion of my roof access structure. As you can see, it's already painted. I painted it the same colors I painted the interior. The roof has been painted with that metallic paint, and I also added the corner pieces, and I painted them green as the rest of the trim work will be painted. So it came out pretty good, I think. Let me see. And also, you can see if I can get a glare on there. But anyhow, the window glazing is in also. Anyhow, I'm going to go ahead and put this on the roof, put the air conditioning ductwork and the air conditioner on the roof, and I will show you what the roof looks like at this time. So give me a minute and I will set everything up and be right back. Alright guys, this is how this is going to look. As you can see, I've got my AC duct and air conditioning unit sitting on top there, and back here I have my roof access structure. We'll give this a little 360 spin. And I'm still going to add some more details to this. I don't know exactly what yet, but definitely going to add some more details to this to give it a better, like I said, when you're looking at a model railroad, you're always looking down on the roof. So the more detail I can put on here, the better off I'm going to be. So anyhow, I hope you guys enjoyed this part 8 of this build. And as always, your questions, comments, input, subs, shares, and likes are always welcome. For now, that's all folks. BNSF 6951 out.